Hello and welcome to the penultimate race of the 2020 season. Denny Hamlin starting on the pole. He's been dominant lately. I would expect him to stay up front all day. Kyle Busch on his outside. Busch, someone who needs a really good run today. Lineups have rolled by on your right. Today's race, 125 laps, 25% distance. 30 lap stages, and fuel not really a concern, but some of them might choose to put on tires. We'll see if that happens. The field here, a lot of playoff guys in the top 5, all but Kurt Busch, who's starting inside row 2. Denny Hamlin will lead them down to the green. Headed off into turn 1. No push needed. He's going to get clear of Kyle Busch. And now he's going to deal with Kurt Busch, who's fighting for that spot on the bottom. But trouble behind them. Alex Bowman, Clint Boyer, all in trouble. Austin Dillon spins the 88 car. 48 in trouble. 95 damage. 66 to Timmy Hill. Big wreck to start. Bowman does a little more damage there. And we watch from Kevin Harvick's onboard. You see the 3 climbing the curb, trying to give the 88 room, but the 88 keeps coming down, and they get together. Harvick lucky to get through that with no damage. Denny Hamlin on this second restart of the race. Brad Keselowski makes a big move. Would have been illegal if that rule was in effect in this game, but it's not. He takes advantage of it, and he's going to get to the inside of the 11 here and try and make a pass for the lead. Brad Keselowski fighting through 3 and 4, and he's going to get clear. Now Denny Hamlin's fighting with Kurt Busch. We move on a few laps, and we take a look at Kevin Harvick, who's running 12th, but that run is good enough for him. He just needs a decent day. Chase Elliott in 13th, however. He's 8th in points. He's so far back. He has to win this race to make his first Championship 4 appearance, and he's not got the speed so far. Brad Keselowski continues to lead as we look on through to lap 13 of the race, but Kurt Busch has moved into second, and he's showing some solid speed, hanging with that 2 car. And Martin Truex Jr., I don't know what happened here or why he chose to spin the 24, but does not get away scot-free. Gets some damage on both the left and the right side. And riding on the bumper cam here, you can see he just throttles up and spins the 24 car out. William Byron can't be happy with that, but Byron actually gets away with less damage than Truex. Brad Keselowski will lead them down again, but now we have lapped cars to the inside, and that will have an effect, making it much more difficult to get down to that preferred groove on the bottom. Keslow hanging there, and they all start crashing behind. Jimmy Johnson gets turned, and everyone's piling up. Quite a few playoff guys are in it. Elliott, Harvick, big damage, and then over here on the front stretch, they get together again, and just unnecessary. Racing back to the line and racing too hard causes another wreck. Look at the replay here. Clint Boyer turns the 48 of Jimmy Johnson, collects Denny Hamlin, who gets pretty big damage. 4 cars in it. The 9 car also torn up. Ryan Blaney gets stopped there. And Harvick and Elliott take even heavier damage right there. That unnecessary contact on the front stretch. That'll bring us back around to another restart, where Brad Keselowski this time is able to get clear of the 17. Almost. He liked just a few inches being able to get down. He'll try and make a run down into turn 3 and get that spot, but it's not going to matter because the caution is out. Once again, Corey LaJoie tries to turn down in the corner, not knowing a car is there, and a little bit of a stack up. No big damage in this wreck, just a 32 on a single car spin. But the big story, Blaney forced to pit with a mechanical issue. He would work on that car for about a minute, but he would make it out just in time to keep his lap and stay on the lead lap. So his hopes are still intact. Brad Keselowski, as you saw, won stage 1 under yellow. And that brings us around to a restart. Once again, Chris Buescher on the bottom, fighting for his lap back. Ryan Preece right there beside him. They're going to make it 3 wide as we enter. Preece wisely decides to lift and saves that from being a wreck like we've seen multiple times, trying to get down coming out of 2 and turning across the nose of another car. Those 2 cars are actually going to get ahead of the 2 car here, the 17 and the 37. And that's going to put the 2 working against everyone else behind him. And eventually Truex is going to come through while that 2 is still stuck on the high side, and he's going to get a run and make the move for the lead. Trying to race down here into turn 3. 2 car chooses the top, trying to work his way around the 37. The 19 is going to try and get both working the bottom. And he's going to draw even and lead at the line. Put Martin Truex Jr. with that damaged car to the lead at Martinsville. The 37 in the way, but not for very long. He makes quick work of it. And we'll take a look back at Ryan Blaney now, running in 9th. Started 31st this run, and it's made a great rebound working on Ryan Newman here for position. He's looking to have a fast enough car to compete for the win if he can have a little bit of luck. Managed to stay on the lead lap, and he's still in the fight. Brad Keselowski lost the lead earlier, but he's coming back. That car good on the long run, good on these older tires, and he works his way past Truex and retakes the lead. He would win a much calmer stage 2, this time under green. Much needed points for that 2 car. He came into this race outside the cut line by just a point, but he's right now would be sitting locked in with the win, but without that win, he sits about 3 points above Kyle Busch. So he can't let that 18 get himself up in the running order right now, but right now the 18 is second. So any risk to the 2 car will come from the 18 winning the race, or Brad falling back. Restart here. Brad Keselowski's going to take it down into turn 1, once again trying to fight with these guys on the bottom. He struggles on restarts, does not have much fire-off speed. The lap cars are usually able to get by the 2 car rather than the other way around, and that really hurts him. And once again, Kurt Busch, this time instead of Martin Truex Jr., going to come through. Truex also going to get to the bottom. Eventually Kyle Busch goes by. Everyone freight trains that 2 car because he just struggles with short run speed. So if we get a rash of yellows, the 2 car could be in big trouble in this race. And speaking of yellows, Timmy Hill, once again, he's been involved in the wreck earlier today, and he gets spun coming out of 2. No big deal there. Everyone keeps going, but the yellow does come out. We'll try a restart here with Kurt Busch out of the playoffs, but still strong here at Martinsville, leading the race. Tyler Reddick fighting for a lap back on the bottom. And trouble on the front stretch. Quinn Houff, Ricky Stenhouse get together. Matt Kenseth, Ty Dillon, nowhere to go when that 0-0 comes back up the racetrack. Quite a stack up in turn 1. Yellow will come out, but all those cars would keep going with just some damage. The 1 car is going to try it again. A rather beat up Clint Bowyer hanging on the bottom. Actually going to get himself clear of the 1. Bring Corey LaJoie with him. Kurt Busch really sliding off the corner there. You see the rear end hanging out. That car's tough to drive right now, and Truex is going to eventually get the better of him. Martin Truex Jr. with just a little over 30 laps to go will take the lead in this race. And he doesn't plan on looking back, especially with Kurt Busch racing with lap cars behind him. Truex on that bottom making it work. And once again, Timmy Hill, the punching bag today. He gets turned, and a big pile up sparks in the backstretch. The 97 car comes piling in. The 95 is destroyed. 37 in big trouble. And Timmy Hill once again sits backwards. This time at the hand of Chase Elliott, who's having a frustrating day himself. Martin Truex Jr. will come down, take the green here, racing with Kyle Busch now. That's not what Brad Keselowski wants to see. He needs that 18 car to stay out of the lead, and he needs to hold on to that spot he's in. 4th is good enough, but only just. Truex racing here. He's going to get himself clear, but it won't matter for very long, because this time Eric Almirola chooses to beat up on Timmy Hill. That sends Kurt Busch spinning along with him, and trouble on the backstretch. 2 cars stopped. That brings out a yellow. Timmy Hill's day keeps getting worse. Martin Truex Jr. tries it again, this time working to get clear of William Byron on the bottom. A new car fighting for that lead lap every single time. Truex gets that drive off the corner, and they're spinning behind him, but Buescher able to put it in reverse and get going before the stewards call a caution, and that keeps it green. Truex hanging in there, and he pulls out to a lead over the 18 car. Kevin Harvick, who was so good earlier before he got his damage, running 12th. Seems like you would expect him to drop to 20th, but he's run up here and got himself into the top 5. Not a good car before the damage, but somehow a better car after it. Kyle Busch hanging in second. Now Brad Keselowski's on his bumper. Keselowski right there is fine, running in 3rd behind the 18. Another yellow here. Tyler Reddick big damage with the 34 Michael McDowell, and that shakes things up. Now Keselowski, who was comfortable with his gap, has to worry about another restart, more poor fire-off speed. This restart is single file because of the 2003 rules, but still, no fire-off speed for that 2 car. He could easily lose the 4 to 5 spots that's holding him into the round of 4. Truex gets away easy with those lap cars. The 18 is going to pull through to second. Keselowski staying right there like he needs to do. He needs to hang in there about 3 to 4 spots below the 18 is as far as he can drop. The 18 not a threat to win the race. Kevin Harvick's going to actually pull through to third here. That day keeps getting better after it seemed like everything went wrong in the first 30 laps. But Kyle Busch cannot close the gap to his teammate Martin Truex Jr. Here we'll see the 19 car, last lap of the race, coming through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's been a good season, but not necessarily a Truex style season. Either way, he wins 2 races in the round of 8. He will be in the championship 4. Looking at his stats so far, 4 wins and series best on top 5s and top 10s. The 19 team and the 4 team both a model of consistency this year. And we'll take a look at all of our championship 4 stats. Brad Keselowski sneaks in by this, just almost falls out to Kyle Busch, but not quite able to do it. 10 wins for Denny Hamlin. That's absolutely the most impressive number on the sheet. 684 laps led. Most people will look to Denny as the favorite with this dominating season, but anything can happen in Phoenix. Kevin Harvick, Mr. Phoenix, he comes in with very little momentum, almost missed the round of 8. Only 2 wins this year, but a lot of consistency, 26 top 10s. Truex having a good year, and Brad Keselowski, 5 wins early in the season, but kind of fallen off lately. Take a look at the points, and we can see Kyle Busch missing it by 3 points. The rest of the crowd, way out. Elliott and Logano were both in must-win situations and could not produce. Blaney just couldn't make it happen there at the end either. And that will be it. Hope you enjoyed the show, and see you all next week for the finale at Phoenix. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.